Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another edition of Geek Culture Congress podcast. OG style. Just Speedy and Tarek today.
It's where it all started.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hope everyone's having a good time and enjoyed their whole weekend, stuff like that. I hope everyone is ready. I like when Joey sends me a message. Says, we didn't get a time. Bro, it's the same time that it always is. Joey, it's the same time it always is, Joey. Do you like my bat signal? Oh,
I can't see it. Oh, I see it now. Okay.
See it
yes,
now?
I do.
It's I thought the battery was dying, but I guess not. Yeah. Oh, that's my bat signal in the back. For you guys on the audio version of this. Sorry, too bad. Can't see it. I got it. I want to go see Beetlejuice, Tarek. Did you see it?
I have not seen it.
No? Oh, goodness.
No.
We're gonna talk a little bit about that. And
okay.
I won't spoil it for you, okay? I promise. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about the legendary James Earl Jones, who unfortunately has passed away at the age of 93. Best known, of course, for in our genre for the voice of Darth Vader. And of course, I mean, historical movies coming to America. He was the voice of Mufasa, right? And Lion King.
Yeah, he's Mufasa.
Yeah. He was in Conan the Barbarian, Sandlot, Field of Dreams. I think he's very famous for being in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, he did. He did Fences. Denzel did Fences, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He did Fences, the play.
Yeah.
On Broadway.
He was in The Hunt for Red October.
He was in Hunt for Red October also.
Clear and Present Danger. He was a voice in the Robots movie, animated Robots movie. He Meteor Man. He was in that. He was in Patriot Games. We
he's in Patriot Games too, man.
Yeah. We could just keep going on and on and on all the movies that he was in. But most famously, the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars. Yeah, and hopefully he will rest in peace. And we want to thank Mr. James Earl Jones for all the great art that he brought to the world.
93 years, man. You can't ask for much more than that.
No, that's right. A great life.
It is. Welcome to Joey Franchise, here to the show. And man. I got to see Beetlejuice.
Lucky you.
No, you didn't see it? You're supposed to go to the same screening that I went to, bro.
No, I wasn't. Oh yeah, yes. I was, but I had the generic ones. I didn't have the speedy pass.
The speedy? You mean you had to wait in line? You had to wait in line.
You don't
want to wait in line.
But because of time, I wasn't gonna be able to make it.
Do you like my Batman signal?
Oh, is that the popcorn bucket?
That's the popcorn bucket, Batman signal. And you put batteries in it and it lights up.
Was it available?
Yeah. Hold on.
Where?
Grab it. Let me go grab it. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
I need to know where he got it because I saw a homie selling it for
screening that you didn't want to wait in line for.
It was at that screening?
Hold on. You're talking to me. I don't have the headphones in. Hold on. Sorry. Say it again.
It was at that screening?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I thought those had sold out because I had a homie. I was telling Tarek. I had a homie that he was reselling those.
Really? Like that? Yeah. Well, I got something worth money.
Popcorn bucket wave is crazy right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It shines
after the Deadpool stuff. It's been crazy.
It shines the Batman signal.
You like it shines?
Yeah, it does.
Hey, you should have told me that was there. I would have told you to buy me one.
Yeah, bro. It was a hot $40. I think I spent $30. I don't remember. Definitely a little overpriced, but it's actually kind of cool.
I would have definitely hit you back and say, "Yo,
it's actually kind of cool.
Sell you the money right now."
Let me go put this back in
my money.
Spot. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed buying this. I was so excited.
I bet you did. I would have enjoyed it too.
My man said I enjoyed buying it. That's you in when you're like, I enjoy spending money on this.
I had to aim
Like,
it
this
up
is a good
because
investment.
it was too shiny. It was too shiny, and you wouldn't know what it was if I didn't aim it up from back there. But Beetlejuice, another of course, Tim Burton is back, the director for this official sequel to Beetlejuice, and my spoiler free reviews up on the podcast feed for anybody who wants to check it out. But my initial reaction, man, is I really love the movie, man.
Really?
Yeah, I want. It was really fun. It was fun to go back to that world. All the effects at least seemed that they were uh, uh traditional. Like everything looked traditional. I almost forgot about the model of the town that that is in the top in the house that they have in the on the top in the attic.
Yeah.
So the movie starts, and I'll when you sit down and watch the movie, you'll be like, okay, man, you can at least get it. When the movie started, it's panning over the town again, right? And it's a camera traveling over the town. And
like in the first one?
Yeah, yeah. But then I was like, why does everything look like like they just made little stick figures and stuff like that? And I completely forgot about that was important in the first Beetlejuice movie, the model of the town in the attic. So in the beginning of this movie of the sequel, I'm like, why didn't they just like CGI all the stuff, like the towns and everything looks like a model, like if somebody just built a model, like a practical effect, and then it zooms in onto somebody's window, and then the movie starts without spoiling anything. But and then later on, as they finally went back, in the plot and throughout the acts of the movie, and they went back to that model town. I was like, oh yeah, the model town. That's why they filmed it like that. And I was just like, you know what, man, Tim Burton is something else, man. He really is something else. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I like that he went
Yeah.
practical with the effects. He didn't go crazy with CGI or anything like that.
No, it was really
Judging
practical.
at least judging by the trailers that I've seen.
And if it was computer, it was made to look like it was practical. You know what I mean? Like there's even like a whole stop claymation kind of looking scene, a bunch of scenes that are like that, and
I like that.
It's it is appropriate for the storytelling of that particular part.
I like that.
Yeah. But like all the nostalgia from the first one, Michael Keaton kills it. Like he never ever the persona of Beetlejuice is like it's him. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
Like he had it like down deep and just was like bring it out back, no problem. You know what I mean? It was just the girl the other that played the daughter of
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega is man, it's like she was like born to be the next generation of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I probably feel like maybe when Tim Burton was working with Jenna Ortega on the Netflix show, the Addams Family thing, I think maybe from that working with her is when this whole idea of a Beetlejuice sequel came out of, because it's like she's just so great, and it's like this her being the descendant of
Lydia.
Lydia. It was perfect. It's like that was her role, and I see maybe that's how the beginning of the idea of what a Beetlejuice sequel could look like, probably from him working with Jenna Ortega. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
bro. And in the movie, like it comes in with a bunch of nostalgia, and they're setting up. Okay, what are our characters doing now? We lost some characters; they passed away, or whatever. Yada yada yada. And you want me to put you on here, or that's for audio only? Your other login, Teddy. You want me to add it? Oh no. Okay, well, I'm at it because now I can't hear you on that one.
Oh, we got two Terrence.
That's two
You
Terrence.
got two of me. I'm gonna leave one of these.
Crazy.
Okay, go.
All right, there we go.
There you go. So So we're introduced back to our characters, or what they're doing now. Lydia has a daughter, yada yada yada, and different motivations and character development. And then in the middle act of the movie, like gets intriguing as hell.
Really?
Like out of nowhere, bro. Like if the movie's like, okay, good, you're back in Beetlejuice. All right, cool. Yeah, welcome everybody, and let's go. Like in the middle act just goes like this. And you're like, oh, okay, this is getting intriguing as hell. So yeah, good time at the movie. I can see why it's gonna did well. It's gonna keep doing well. It's probably gonna rival I don't know if it'll rival Deadpool Wolverine, but it's gonna do well on its own, man. It's gonna be a good look for Warner Brothers Discovery, and it was really fun. It was really fun to get back into that world, and the way it ends, they could just make another one if they wanted to, or not.
Is there potential for a third one?
Yeah,
definitely. If there's money, yeah, sure.
Did the way the movie end off? Mm-hmm. Did it open the door for a?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I haven't. It's like the first really good review I've heard.
Really? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I kind of didn't expect it to be like, okay, like we're gonna get Grammy, not Grammy, Academy Award quality, Oppenheimer stuff. I mean, this is a sequel to Beetlejuice. And I guess it does have some flaws, like some pacing flaws, but nothing that like I was like, oh, no, I'm disconnected from this now. Like I'm gonna get up and get out of here. No, just whatever. The directorial choices, and I was okay with it. It wasn't nothing egregious enough that made me say, oh, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Like I was there for the whole movie, and everything was great. I enjoyed it. I will probably say the only thing it feels, if you remember the animated Beetlejuice show.
Yes, I do.
Watch it, yeah.
So it kind of felt like another episode of that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they kind of need Beetlejuice for something. You know what I mean? But in the way that they wanted to present it as a sequel, so it is a true sequel to the first Beetlejuice movie, but it's not just like kind of like Ghostbusters Frozen Empire felt like that, another real Ghostbusters animated episode, in a way.
And I still haven't seen that one.
Yeah, versus this one, it feels like in the feeling of like that. Okay, like dang, okay, this kind of feels like one of them adventures like on the animated Beetlejuice show, but it also is a true sequel to that original Beetlejuice. So,
like an episode of
exactly, yeah. Like, it felt like it, but it was also in the vein of being a true sequel. So, I enjoyed it. Plain and simple. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
No, that's solid. All right.
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't. I'm surprised. I'm just more excited and enthused to get out there and see it. Normally, I'd be like, "Oh, I got to go out immediately." I go like on a Thursday in the afternoon.
Right.
It just didn't, for whatever reason, I wasn't moved.
And I get it. Yeah, and I don't think like I haven't seen no trailer or nothing. I don't even think the trailer does the whole movie justice. Weirdly,
Yeah.
Because I saw the trailers and all that stuff, and I was like, okay. Honestly, I would have not bought tickets to go see this movie if I did not get the screener from the trailers.
I was anticipating this movie. Just I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. He's one of my favorite actors, and he was so good in that Beetlejuice movie because it was so left field. From
it was like he never disconnected from the character at all.
That's good.
Yeah,
and it was so left field from what he did with Batman, which came out like in the same time and era.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what really made me gravitate to him, because I thought, he was my Batman, and that's just always how I saw him.
Right.
And then he did Beetlejuice, and it was like, or then I did see Beetlejuice, because these movies came out, I was like I just got born, so it was like, to go back and watch those movies and being a Batman fan, and Batman Returns being like one of the like real Batman, like one of the first Batman movies I got to see. Going back and watching him in the first Batman, it's like, I was hooked as a fan already just because he was Batman.
Right.
And then Beetlejuice came out,
Right.
and it was like, wow, like this guy, you know, he's not just like no typecast. You know what I mean? Like, he's not just here to play Bruce Wayne. He can really range. Or he has range, and I liked him. You know, movies like that. You know, Multiplicity. He was great in. I don't know if you've seen the Other Guys.
I was gonna say the other guys is my
Yeah,
joint.
he was legendary in that too, and he had a small role and killed it. So yeah, I was really anticipating this movie, and I've been trying to watch it since Friday, man. But Speedy knows the nocturnal lifestyle is just got a grip of me, and I gotta wait probably till Thursday to go see it. But I'm really happy, and I'm glad you gave it a review.
Is it you? Or is it every time I think, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a night off, somebody calls me, hey man, I need to pay for this.
All the time, bro. It was like that last night. I had to say no.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can't,
it's
man.
Wild.
Three
It's
gigs
wild
in a
the
day, I
streets,
can't.
Tarek, you want to learn how to DJ? I got you, bro.
Busy. Be happy to be busy, guys.
You want to learn how to
Bro,
DJ, Tarek? I got you.
Yeah, I'd be glad to hand that over, dog.
I got you, Tarek.
No, I ain't trying to be 4:30 somewhere in Brooksville.
4:30? No, you'll be fine.
Just waiting for my cash.
You'll be home by 2:00. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. So guys, go watch Beetlejuice. It's good. Okay. Yeah. Terminator 0.
What?
Netflix.
Oh yeah, I did see something for that.
Terminator 0 on Netflix. I watched the whole thing.
Did you? I have.
Oh, is this animated?
It's animated.
It's animated, yeah.
It's building on the lore of Terminator in a very, very unique, interesting way. And I'm kind of, I really want to talk about it because it's, you know, Terminator has been like a dead franchise, you know what I mean? A dead as in like, you know, they tried to push it. They brought James Cameron to make that latest edition, and they shook it up with killing John Connor, you know, things like that. And it didn't do well. I mean, let's face it, it didn't do as expected. There you go. Some people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it or didn't feel it. And this animated version, and they had some of the guys. Let me see, the company that actually made this. They're actually very famous for doing a lot of Japanese animation, big things that are really popular with the fandom. So,
is it subtitled?
No, it's in English.
It's in English. Okay, so they dubbed it out.
It's in English, but it's Japan based. In other words, Terminators are traveling to Japan because what they're trying to stop is in Japan.
He says, "That Little Mermaid you got there, Sophie? What you got there?
Hey.
Is that Little Mermaid? Are you Ariel?
Sophie, I'm gonna introduce you to my grandson, okay? Let's see.
Weird. That laugh afterwards was weird, sweetie. You can't do that no more.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I agree.
That was diabolical.
It's not the way I wanted it to come out. The company that made this, let's see, Terminator 0. Gosh, I'm trying to find it. There we go.
Yeah, I believe the last one
Skydance Production IG, which is a spinoff of Tatsunoko Productions. Back, they became their own thing. Production IG has done a bunch of different really popular Japanese animations, Japanese shows.
Yeah, the last Terminator I remember was the one. It wasn't Salvation, but it might have been. It might have been Salvation.
They're famous for they're famous for making Ghost in the Shell. The 1995 Ghost in the Shell, the OG one.
Yeah,
they are famous for Blood, the Last Vampire. They also did you'll remember this, Pat Labor. They did what else did they do here? They did Vampire Hunter D. They worked on Neon Genesis Evangelion. So they got that, the feeling of it, it was very steampunky tech not steampunky, but like cyberpunky,
Mm-hmm.
So it was Terminator, but into that cyberpunky feel, and
Yeah.
it really fit the Terminator vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah.
1997, right? Is when this
Yeah.
movie is set. This series. Okay.
Yeah. So they were going back into that time in Japan. So I mean, it's just they really they did great. The little animation sequences in Kill Bill Volume 1. This company did that as well. Production IG. They just got a really good pedigree of really popular Japanese animation things that they worked on. So I mean, it's just really well done, and really it was pretty interesting, the story. Maybe some people might not accept it because it's presented in a way that and I think James Cameron they kind of started this with that last movie, when they killed John Connor, that every time something changes, another timeline is created in there. So yeah, but not in the way that there's multiverses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't crisscross, which is good.
It's almost like you created. No, our problem now is this because we went back and fixed that.
So
but now,
so let's say Skynet starts, kills all the humans. John Connor is raised, becomes the resistance leader, finally defeats Skynet way in the future. Okay. Let's say, but now something happened in this struggle. Somebody jumped back into time or something here, whatever what it was, to fix whatever, save John Connor, to do something, to change something.
Yeah.
And by them doing that, it creates another timeline under it that maybe they succeeded, maybe they failed, and now different things are happening, and different people are getting born, and different resistance leaders are happening, and stuff like that. Or let's say, in that struggle, something else happens that they jump, and then so that's how they explained all their timelines. Like every time they do something, it just compounds. But that original timeline is still always there, no matter what, because that's somebody else's existence.
Yeah.
At
some point, you need to just come up with Terminator. You know what? With a shoulder shrug emoji.
Yeah.
And just say, listen. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna be what's gonna be. That's the next Terminator movie should be Terminator. It's gonna be what's gonna be.
It's gonna be what's gonna be. That's pretty much it was. So in the vein of this being a Japanese animation and a Japanese animation studio, it's based in Japan, and one of the people is making a competitive AI to battle Skynet. And there you go. And then the story continues from there without me spoiling it.
So this is connected to the. Is it connected to the other Terminator movies?
And very loosely, because they explain the way that time works, and one of the protagonists explains the multiple struggles and multiple wars in the ongoing war, and has become a time-based war. And really, Skynet, it says, in the AI's arrogance, didn't understand exactly how time worked. So they also helped by sending Terminators into the past, help create the paradox or whatever.
The resistance, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So to the mess that where they're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting and very sci-fi-ish at that point, and I think it's good for where it's at on Netflix. You consume it all and digest it.
Is it typical like Japanimation action?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
As long as it has that. Because I know it's not typically our genre, but I watched Rebel Ridge and on Netflix, and that was just pretty. That was pretty terrible.
I didn't watch it, but it I can see people not. People are like, no, I don't like this. You know what I mean? Just because of the way it's presented. Because let's face it, not everybody's into animation like that. I mean,
you know the thing about the Terminator series is that you can't ever solve the problem. Then you can't.
That's always the result. Yeah. That's always the result. And where this ends too, like they're gonna make multiple seasons of it. I can tell you already. It's gonna be like at least 3 or 4 seasons of it.
Like if Terminator, Resident Evil, like we're never gonna stop them zombies. If we do, we can't keep making Resident Evil movies. You know what I mean?
Show.
We have to like transition Resident Evil into Call of Duty to make it realistic. It's like, okay, now you're killing foreigners now. So don't feel But
So
I
give it
am gonna watch it because I like Japanimation, quote unquote Japanimation.
but
That art
it's
style.
a little abstract. So you might not, you getting into the story might might vary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Japan, all anime has that. It has the so Tokigawa did not know she was in love with him at the time.
It does that a little bit.
Interesting. And then a flower drops, and it takes 3 minutes for the flower to drop.
It does that a little bit. So.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It was a good time. Using my Netflix account. So I give it like maybe if on a 10 scale, maybe a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, we gotta take your thing which you say with a grain of salt because you enjoyed watching Rebel Moon.
I did, and I watched the director's cut too. I wasted 6
Yeah,
hours of my life, bro.
version, dog.
The director's, bro. Let me tell you something. The director's cut is a superior product, bro. I don't know what the heck Zack Snyder was thinking.
You're dedicated, man. You're dedicated.
It's still not like, oh my god, you gotta watch it, but it's definitely a superior product.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Did anybody watch The Crow?
No,
I did not.
Still haven't seen that either.
I did not.
I heard it wasn't that good.
I think it might get the worst movie, worse than Madam Web.
It's doing worse than Borderlands.
Oh man, they
No.
Borderlands. See, they thought they were gonna catch that L as worst movie of the year, and maybe
Somebody sent
Crow
me
might do it.
Somebody sent me a
Bird-
free link to Borderlands.
A
That's how bad it is.
Borderlands-
bootleg already?
Yeah, but it's like a good, clear copy.
Good copy too.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, watch it,
I
please.
can't
Please
do
watch
director.
it. Please.
Director was
Please
just like, here, man.
Watch it and buy the game. Thank you.
Director probably hanging out USBs.
Yeah.
I don't even care. It's made by the same studio. You know that?
Really? So
Borderland and Crows.
Is
it?
Crow.
well, it shows.
It's
What studio?
Yeah.
What studio?
I believe it's let me double check here. I believe it's not New Line. Crow. Because it's already got a digital it's already got a digital date. Lionsgate.
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 Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen Lionsgate film in forever, I don't think.
Well, I don't know how many more you'll be seeing.
Poor Crow. We had so much high hopes for the Crow.
I know. I really
Did
like.
you know-
I really like the
Joey
Skarsgård.
did.
I did. I thought it looked cool. I like the Skarsgård kid as an actor.
You know, he was in another movie this year. Well, last year, I guess it came out. That was actually pretty good. It didn't get a lot of press. Boy Kills World.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was actually good.
Yeah, Richie was raving about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the Skarsgård kid, I think he's going to be fine because he's not a bad performer. I think The Crow is just one of those cult classics that's hard to
Crack. Yeah.
to crack the
I
film.
think they did it so good the first time with the first one.
Yeah.
That it was like you got high expectations.
Yeah. And the mysticism of the guy of Brandon Lee being Bruce Lee's son and passing away during the shooting.
Yeah.
Like you can't recapture that magic. I hate to call it magic when somebody's lost their life, but
Right.
the movie meant more to people than just a film. Yeah.
That's right. There's some Spider-Man 4 announcements.
Yeah.
Joey. We got a new director. We have
a new director. That's right. It is actually the director for Shang-Chi. It is official, according to comicbook.com and multiple sources, that Destin Daniel Cretton will be directing Spider-Man 4.
Interesting.
So that is
Dustin
that's
Daniel.
like-
Destin Daniel Creighton? Okay.
Yeah, Creighton. Yeah, my bad. I said Cretton.
Creighton. Yeah, that might be it. You might be right.
I did a Speedy.
Yeah.
Quite possible.
Okay.
But no, I think that's really good. Shang-Chi was one of my favorite movies. What phase are we in 4? I lost count.
Dude, I don't even
It was my
know
favorite.
anymore.
It was a phase 4 movie, yes. It was my favorite phase 4 movie. Next to that and Black Panther. So
It was
I'm
a good movie. I
to see
enjoyed
how
it.
this pans out. And they're talking about this one being a multiversal Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
just set right between Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. So how are we feeling about that? Because the original plan was for it to be more of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man street level vibe. Now we're going back into multiversal territory like No Way Home.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do Secret Wars, you have to have Spider-Man. And at least in my mind, like my introduction to Secret Wars was from the Spider-Man animated show. Then I realized, there's a comic book based on this, so you have to have him. And he did have heavy involvement in the multiverse. We got to see in the clouds during Spider-Man. I don't want to call it. It wasn't Far From Home, Homecoming,
Right.
Far From Home, and I don't know whatever the last Spider-Man was. We got to see in the skies different universes and all that. Of course, the other two Spider-Men. So it makes sense. I think also, if we're being honest, the biggest name in Marvel that's still around is Spider-Man. Captain America. I mean, there's a Captain America, but it's not the Captain America that we're used to. And Thor is popular, but not nearly as popular as Captain America, Iron Man, and some of these other guys. Right. So yeah, it behoves them with the absence of the X-Men as so far to bring Spider-Man into the fold as quick as possible. So I'm cool with that. And the director, if he did Shang-Chi, he clearly can direct some good fight scenes.
Oh yeah, those were epic.
He was originally entertaining movie.
Yeah, he was originally supposed to do, I think either Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars before the whole Jonathan Major stuff happened.
Right.
So he was in talks to do those films. Before they got the Russos. I mean, I like Dude. I thought Shang-Chi was really good again. I think this will be the movie. I think by the end of this movie, we will get a Venom symbiote suit. I think that's why they're pushing it between Doomsday and Secret Wars, so that way Spider-Man can get the symbiote. Right. And ironically enough, the Last Dance Venom movie that's coming out next month. And it's crazy how it's creeping up. I feel like there's been like no promo for it.
Yeah, that's wow.
There's an interesting scene that's in the trailer where somebody's telling Eddie Brock, you and Venom can't live in this. One of you got to go. You guys can't live in the same universe for it to survive. So that's interesting, and I'm wondering if that's how the symbiote finds its way into the MCU again, and that's how. And then probably by the end of the Spider-Man. Whatever they're gonna call it, Spider-Man 4. That's when Peter Parker will probably get his black symbiote suit and fight cats in the Secret Wars.
Yeah. And I could see that universes that he brought be hating Spider-Man, not knowing why. Just
yeah.
Just like I don't know, I just hate that dude.
Let's
so that's positive things.
Yeah. Let's talk about Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were in Tampa at Tampa Bay Comic-Con.
I missed my photo op, man.
Yeah, you missed your photo op and everything.
Twice.
But I got them. I was front row and caught the whole Q&A panel they did over there.
What's on the feet?
I don't know. It's just regular sneakers. I don't know. But interestingly, they talked the big clip from this show, and hopefully I got the right time. If not, I'll just fast forward through real quick. But they talked about while they were working on the new version of Daredevil for MCU with Kevin Feige, that they when they they stopped what they were doing and had a powwow about the direction of stuff and how the changes to what the show is now came to be. So that's a little bit of insight of the Marvel now that that they're working on now as far as TV shows and movies. So I want to play that little bit of audio and get you guys' take on it.
We are in control of that in a lot of ways. So it's I kind of take it as a responsibility.
Oh, massively.
Yeah,
and we've been. We've been so both Marvel TV and former Marvel TV when we were making it for Netflix and then now the current show. they've been so collaborative with us and so respectful of us and really, invite us into the room, so to speak, to help navigate this show and tell the story. But some of that, I think, does come from it's clear to them that we care. The thing we care about most are these characters and this show and the quality of it. And so when that's clear, when everyone's on the same page, that we're very fortunate that Vincent and I get on so well, but also like we almost always agree, which is helpful. It gives you the confidence that you're on the right track when you agree about the direction of something and the tone of something. So we're lucky. It's luck. Sometimes you don't get that. I've worked on things where some of the people involved they're not necessarily there for the right reasons, and we're lucky that almost everyone that we come into contact in this show, I think maybe everyone, has just been psyched to be there. So what a gift.
We also, we're lucky in that after like the first season of the original series, Netflix series, that everybody that didn't know going into it, but I'm talking about everybody involved in the production. Not the actors. The actors
talking about
from
the old
beginning
show.
that we were on to something. I felt like by the way we worked our way through the season, we knew that we were suddenly working with these fantastic actors. This is how I felt anyway. And I'm sure that you felt similarly. Like the one thing that was going right was the tone of the actors and everything was going on. And then as the second season came around, everybody else realized it. And so the tone got really
I'm
adventurous.
talking about how the second season they kind of dialed it in on Daredevil, and the characters they were all feeding off each other with the energy and the vibe and everything.
And we all got brave and confident, and not just us, but production-wise. With Marvel, with doing it with Marvel, we've been supported from the beginning, Charlie and I, from the bosses, the top guys, from Kevin and everybody else in that's involved in the whole Marvel universe. And so we've been very fortunate to come in to Marvel and be so supported. I mean, these guys have supported us like immensely. We made some changes early on in the new series when we were shooting, and like they didn't have to, take care of us as well as they did, and they really did the right thing. We were doing, Charlie and I knew we had to do it
Here we go.
full on for you guys. We knew that you guys were expecting a certain thing, and we wanted to deliver that so bad. And the bosses followed suit. I mean, it was like amazing the support that we got. I'll never forget it.
I think it's something that Marvel do so well is they trust in. It feels like just watching the other movies and the other TV shows as well, and obviously friends that I have who are in other shows at Marvel, they trust in the performers to bring their part of the character to the screen, so that they're not just having you perform what's already written. They want you to bring your own identity and your own ideas. I remember having an early conversation with Kevin Feige, and him asking me that question, like, what do you think? What do you want to do? And I was just like, oh shit! I thought you were going to tell me what to do.
So there you go. So that's the inspiration, I guess, came really from the cast. They were like, hey, you know what? This is not what we were doing. We really need to do it like this. And it seems like Kevin Feige said, okay.
That's dope, man, and that's actually very rare. Like, I get it though. If the people are researching and playing these characters, and fans like it, they probably know the characters better than we do, which is why, that's why we're into it, because of how well they do it. So, listen to it sometimes. I'm sure sometimes they say something just to get more screen time, but overall. They just know what they're talking about. So I think that's dope. That's always been the Marvel formula, I think, was like listening to the fans and to the people and getting people who wanted to do the projects,
Yeah, I think that was really dope with Kevin Feige, and it just sounds like he's such a cool dude to work with, and he's really like for the fans and for the actresses that are that are bringing these characters to life. And it's like, and it's cool for him, because he's such in a position of power where he just can call any shot he wants. and for him to just tell, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, who've played an amazing Kingpin and Daredevil, respectfully, that do what y'all doing, do what y'all was doing before, because apparently that was working. And you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what looked like that was the cliff notes of the actual conversation.
yeah, just do what you do. I mean, whatever y'all was doing before, do that, because that was what really uh brought
Yeah, or
this.
resonated. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what brought y'all here now. The Netflix thing that fell through, and we said, screw it, we're gonna bring these guys back. There's an outcry for it for the fans. People want it. Let's deliver, and let's figure out how we got to do it. We got to keep it as is with the fights, with the action, the intensity, the storyline, the dark tone. So I'm glad that they answered that call and really are bringing this to life. And now we're getting it in what, March
Yeah.
next year?
Yeah,
Yep. March next year. Yep.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna be good.
what we are getting is a little bit of the we call it maybe the phase 4 leftovers.
Yeah.
Agatha all along. We get September 18th.
yeah.
I can't believe
What's
that
the
really crept up.
what's the hype level for Agatha all along? Because it seems like so far detached from WandaVision now. You know what I mean?
In a way, I get where you're coming from on that. I think honestly, like, the more I keep hearing about it, the more I keep seeing breakdowns and new footage from the trailers. I'm actually like anticipating this show, because WandaVision was so good, and it was the first of many, Disney Plus. It kind of started the whole Disney Plus series off, and it really started off nicely, with the appearances of like Evan Peters as his X-Men Quicksilver, which ended up being like a nod to the X-Men
Yeah.
stuff, but really being just a character within the town that she took over, putting the hex. But like little things like that, I think that, they were toying with us, and that's kind of like the lore of what the show was already, because Agatha was pretty much toying with uh Scarlet Witch's emotions.
Mhm.
You had the government toying with her emotions, trying to get her power, trying to snatch her power so they can activate White Vision. Um, and it's really like a kind of it picks up from where WandaVision left off, because
Yeah.
we just kind of never figured, like, saw what happened to Westview anywhere in the MCU after WandaVision.
All right.
So we're getting the continuation of that, and I think this is really going to set up Wanda coming back into the MCU, at least her spirit.
Mm.
Because the stuff I see and little things I nitpick, and people I watch, that break down some of these trailers, that kind of see things that maybe I missed from some of these clips, is that they're going down the witch's road, and it's like Wanda was like the witch. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She was the witch. The Scarlet Witch is the witch, and that's like that's where Agatha has to go in order to get her powers. So it's like this big adventure, and people feel like the son, Billy or Wiccan in the show, is actually supposed to be. I know we've been hinted, it's been hinted and
Mhm.
theorized for so many times of like where Mephisto would be, but they're saying that that's like a spawn of Mephisto. But what's crazy is that there's a recent clip also of Wiccan when Agatha's asking him who he is. He tries to say what his name, but then it's like his mouth turns into Wanda's signature.
Mm.
So there's a lot of interesting stuff, and I think
Hmm.
we're gonna get Scarlet Witch some point in the series, probably towards the end. I'm kind of excited and curious to see what this show brings.
We'll see.
I'm okay with it. Like the person, the woman, the actress who plays Agatha,
Mm.
to
Catherine
me is
Hahn.
so good. Catherine Hahn. I'm sorry, yeah, Catherine Hahn is so good that I would watch her. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, just her humor and whatever's going to be will be entertaining. I don't want to go in with expectations. I think a lot of people who had issues with WandaVision had so because of expectations and were like, what's all this sitcom stuff like? But they
Yeah.
had a thought of what it would be.
Mhm.
I don't want to think about anything with that. I don't know, and I don't know if it plays a bigger part. Not a character I'm very familiar with. Heard the name a couple of times, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to something new, fresh, and different. I'm definitely going to watch the first. I think they're doing the first 2 episodes the day they release. I'm not
Oh, nice.
positive,
Okay.
but it may be something I wait to finish. But there's nothing else going on right now.
That's the other thing. Like we're in a
I would
kind
love
of
to
a
watch
starvation.
it.
We're in an MCU starvation right now. So you think that people are just going to consume this? And maybe that might be a worst case scenario too. For what if it's so?
Well, I mean, Marvel's kind of riding a high horse after Deadpool, so
Yeah.
now they got like the attention on them as to well, what's next? Oh, we got the show
Mhm.
coming up on Disney Plus. All right, cool. And now you got Daredevil right after that. I don't know what the next. Oh, Captain America is the next movie in February.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a
So
movie.
you got.
I'm scared for that movie. I'll tell you that.
I'm not. I think that's our gateway into seeing what the new Avengers is going to look like. They're just not showing us the new Avengers because there's no way Cap is going to go up against the whole Red Hulk. He doesn't have any super soldier serum. I mean, he's got the adamantium suit, I think, and the shield. I mean, I don't know if that's going to do it. So he's definitely going to need some help.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. I'm forgetting something, guys.
I did see Joker 2 got a 4 out of 10 from IGN. Or 5? Was it 5 or 5 or 4?
Wow. Oh, you mean somebody saw a screener?
Yeah, apparently they saw it. And it's got pretty interesting reviews. I have it right here. IGN, which normally doesn't really grade movies too well, or they're very harsh, I should say, on a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it a 5.
Wow.
Saying, unfortunately, the DC sequel gets bogged down by lengthy courtroom saga, which not only keeps the dazzling Lady Gaga away from the spotlight, but centers the movie entirely around its own predecessor, without doing or saying anything new. I'm not. I don't know if I was gonna. I thought the musical thing was gonna be a bad idea. I didn't think it was. I get it was gonna be. They're trying to go for more of an artsy thing with the whole Joker stuff and the love story between him and Harley Quinn, but I don't know if I think it's trying to take a classic character and try to ride the wave of the success of the first movie, which was phenomenal, and try to make it more artsy. And it's like, just give me Joker and chaos. I love Todd Phillips for trying to explore something different and try to incorporate a musical aspect to it, and a jukebox musical is what they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
You got Lady Gaga, she's great. Come on, man, like just give me Joker and chaos, and him and Harley Quinn just like ruining stuff. This is another thing of when you like, I never believed in villains having their own movies. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man villains, Batman villains. I can't grasp that. I need somebody to test these guys. And I think they did it. They played it really good from a mental, mental, like in the mind of the Joker in the first movie. And I thought they made a great play on that. Yeah. And I thought that was awesome, with society making him who he is. And just his, life in general, like the lies he was told growing up as a kid, and all that stuff with the Thomas Wayne. I thought that was a great story. And to make a sequel now is like, okay, we're gonna keep telling the same story with no Batman, who's still a kid, and it continues right after the first movie. And it's like, okay, cool, we got Lady Gaga, and like you're gonna make it like a musical thing. Like I don't know. I'm just and you gave us chaos at the end of the movie, which was crazy. And that's like, yo, that's some Joker stuff right there. But to now like tone it down. I mean, I got to see it for myself, but I was just never a fan of the idea of where they were going with the sequel in the first place.
Yeah, I think the first Joker was like intriguing, and it was about the performances. And we'll see how the musical aspect does, but I think I don't know if I need that. Like, I just want the performances. And I think Lady Gaga is a good actress. Yeah. So I don't need to see her singing in the movie to make me want to watch her in the film. You know what I mean? She can do like whatever. I just want to see the performances. And I'm hoping that people don't rate it poorly only because it has music. Because some people are abhor musicals. They're like, yo,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy how somebody can just not like music.
No.
That's always weird to me. Like,
We see him every weekend, Joey. What are you talking about? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's show. We gotta go. Joey, let them know how they can follow you on the social, sir.
tap in with me on my personal at Joey Franchise with a Z, and you can also keep up with content like this at Franchise on Film.
Mr. Tarek Lewis.
At my name is Tarek on Instagram and also on YouTube.
And of course, you can follow me, DJ Stuff at DJ Speedy JR. Of course, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, the official home of the Geek Culture Congress podcast live, Speedy's Multiverse on YouTube. And then, of course, if you just like to consume the audio, you're the audio podcast kind of person, by all means, look up the Geek Culture Congress podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe. Next week, I don't know what we're talking about, but we'll talk about something. We'll find something. I guess Agatha. I don't know.
We'll talk about Agatha.
Yeah. Oh, penguins on the horizon. The penguins.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll find things to talk about. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen. Stay geeky. All right. Be safe. Peace.